The Bassmaster's Classic is a test of the best. Then the BASS Megabucks is a test, a survival test, a 6-day elimination, a challenge of angling skills and mental toughness with big bucks on the line. $474,000, the richest payoff on the $3 million Bassmaster Tournament trail. The winner nets $70,000, and he'll earn it. A field of 150 anglers and non-boater partners fished 3 days to reach this point. The top 35 fishermen, boaters and non-boaters, advanced to the 4th elimination. After this afternoon's weigh-in, only the top 10 pros survived to fish 2 more daily rounds. This Bassmaster BP Megabucks tournament is on Lake Guntersville, a Tennessee River impoundment in northeast Alabama. Today, the anglers are scattered over the 69,000-acre TVA lake. Tomorrow, the final qualifiers will be confined to a 10-hole fishing course in Big Spring Creek in the city of Guntersville. Our Bassmaster TV camera crew has been searching upriver for Tommy Biffle. The Wagner, Oklahoma pro weighed in 31 pounds, 11 ounces yesterday for 7 bass. He's the overall tournament leader and a cinch to qualify for the final few, the top 10. Anytime bass are on a jig bite, Biffle will be tough. He's a master with a long flipping pole. But today he's sharing the targets with backseat partner Tom Swinks of Georgia, the leader in the non-boater division. If Swinks can weigh in a heavy bag today, he could land a $25,000 prize, the top award for the non-boater entries. But Dale Jackson of Ohio, in 2nd place, may have the upper hand. He's paired with former world champion Paul Elias, who's discovered a one-of-a-kind fishing hole.
Hey, that's a fish, man. Take your time now. Don't lose that fish. All right.
Paul Elias, the innovator of kneel and reel for fishing crankbaits deep.
A couple little old places down there. If you don't hit them, if it doesn't bounce off that whatever it is down there, you just don't get bit.
Elias is fishing a ledge inside the barge terminal operated by Wayne Feeds of Guntersville. The mill makes chicken feed, but in Elias's case, it's no small deal. The chaff drifting from the mill is attracting bait fish, and where there's bait, there's bass.
There he is. Big Clementine. He ain't that big. I don't know what that is. Yeah, I do.
This fishing spot comes complete with fans and helping hands, as Paul Elias explains.
Well, I couldn't get the tugboat driver to move the barge. It was sitting in here. So I offered him $100 and he wouldn't do it. So some of these workers around here heard me offer him $100. So they came up to me and said, "You pay $100 to get that thing moved a little bit?" I said, "I'll pay you $100 if you'll move it 20 yards. And 2 of them got up there and moved it by hand 20 yards and tied it off. I caught a 5-pounder. So and that's the best $100 I've ever spent in my life.
Well, Paul Elias is sure to make the final cut. Stay tuned. I'm Bob Cobb. Bassmasters will be right back with more bass-catching action from the Bassmaster BP Megabucks tournament in Guntersville, Alabama.
Officially, it's called Bassmaster BP Megabucks, the richest and toughest test in professional bass fishing. Unofficially, it's the annual Larry NIXON benefit. This tournament at Guntersville, Alabama marks the 8th Megabucks event. NIXON has won 4 times. And a top finish here will put the all-time Bass Angler Sportsman Society's money winner over the $1 million career winnings on the Bassmaster Tournament Trail. But the NIXON streak may be in trouble. He's struggling. He ranked 25th in the top 35 cut and needs a big weigh-in and a lot of luck to make the final top 10 qualifiers.
25th place now, folks. That's a pretty good stretch to get up to the top 10.
I thought I would probably have to have 20 pounds. And then I didn't think that I was going to be sure that I would make it with 20 pounds. But the way fishing turned out today for a lot of them, I don't know.
If he makes it, folks, it won't surprise anybody. Watch the weight. Larry NIXON won 4 of these mothers. 22 pounds, he's 7 ounces, 8 ounces, hold it. 22.7, there it is.
Well, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I know what to say. There's a horseshoe stuck somewhere I can't see. I know 4 times out of 7 winning this thing. My money's on you, Buster.
Anytime Larry Nixon's in a Megabucks fish-off, he's a good bet. But here's the #1 seed.
Paul Elias from Mississippi, one of our former classic winners, folks. He's here making a big move. He's got 7 bass and all alive. Big uns. Someone said, holy smokes. Folks, look what this Bassmaster magazine has done for him. 24 pounds, 15 ounces, folks. Let's give him a big hand and salute him. That is what it's all about. Paul, congratulations. Hold up the 2 biggest ones. Folks, I tell you what, this is what it's about. All men are not created equal.
Paul Elias, with 65 pounds 2 ounces, breaks the Megabucks qualifying mark of 62 pounds 1 ounce set by Shaw Grigsby in 1989 on Florida's Harris chain. Elias heads an all-star lineup, perhaps the best in Megabucks history. Elias himself, the 1982 Bassmasters Classic World Champion, and Oklahoma's Tommy Biffle, the 1990 Classic runner-up, and the #2 qualifier here with 52 pounds 3 ounces. Former Angler of the Year Denny Brower of Missouri, the 1992 World Championship runner-up. Here you go, all-time BASS money winner Larry Nixon of Arkansas. He made it. A 4th place or higher finish puts him over the $1 million earnings mark. Lonnie Stanley of Texas, 1987 Megabucks champion in Florida. Texan David Wharton, winner of the BP Top 100 on Lake Murray, South Carolina. 1992 Bass Angler of the Year Kevin VANDAM, the Michigan Whiz Kid. 9-time Angler of the Year Roland Martin of Florida, and 2-time Megabucks runner-up. Florida's Peter Tilaveros, the top-scoring pro on the BP Top 100 trail last season. And Pennsylvania's Randall Roming, 1991 Bassmasters Classic runner-up. Among this terrific 10, they've claimed 46 Bassmaster wins and 13 Angler of the Year titles. Does anyone have an advantage?
The pressure's not on me. Everyone just has forgotten entirely that I had, for example, that I had the biggest string here 2 years ago. Now, I don't think anybody knows that. And yet I think I can do that again. So I can kind of come out of the pack.
Naturally, I'm going to try some of the things I tried 2 years ago, but you know, lures is going to be critical here, and some lures are going to work and some aren't. And it's, you know, if I can figure out which ones that are going to work quickly, that's the main key to winning this tournament.
If I'm fortunate enough to win the thing, I want Larry Nixon to be in it when I do. I mean, that's, you know, I wouldn't feel like I beat everybody I needed to beat if I didn't beat Larry. So I'm kind of glad he's in it. I think it's one of the toughest fields there's ever been for a Megabucks.
In the 4-day non-boater division, Dale Jackson of Ohio was the winner with 27 pounds 8 ounces. Dale was the backseater today with Paul Elias. But tomorrow morning, the 10 finalists fish with non-fishing observers out of identically rigged Ranger bass boats. And they all start even. The scoreboard is wiped clean. So stay tuned. The Bassmasters will continue in a moment with championship action in the BP Megabucks tournament from Guntersville, Alabama. The Bassmaster BP Megabucks, Big Spring Creek, Guntersville, Alabama, October 16th, 6:30 a.m. Start of the 8th Megabucks Finals. A 10-hole course is marked off to be fished in Big Spring Creek, which thus far has been off-limits to tournament anglers. Each hole is fished 50 minutes. Then the anglers rotate to the next hole. Larry Nixon drew hole number 9, and he starts fast. This is his 3rd strike on a spinnerbait slow-rolled along the rock riprap, and his 3rd keeper bass. The daily tournament limit is 12 inches or longer.
Yeah, boy, he was hooked. In the fall of the year, early morning riprap with a spinnerbait, slow rolling a spinnerbait on that riprap is always good. The ticket is to be there early. And since I drew hole number 9, which was one of my best holes last year, fish seem to be a little more aggressive this year in hitting the spinnerbait, where last year, 2 years ago, they wouldn't hit the spinnerbait. But I found in practice that As long as I got out there early, they'd hit that spinnerbait. And I'm basically using one of the same patterns I used in the qualifying rounds. Good bass. All right. That there go 2 1/4, 2 1/2.
In hole number 3, Paul Elias's crankbait pattern isn't working. He opts for a topwater.
There he is. Ah, he's little. Dadgummit. I know you little guys make big guys, but I sure don't need you the next 2 days. I need your mamas.
Larry Nixon is still reeling them in. Kevin VANDAM's fishing the rock riprap, but he's working a topwater jerkbait.
Oh, good one. Yep.
Rocks are definitely the key for the early morning bite. Paul Elias casts a shallow running crankbait, and it's producing.
A little.
Spectators and fishing fans are following the anglers around the course. And Angler of the Year Kevin VANDAM is putting on a seminar in how to fish a long A jerkbait.
There's a good one right there. Nah, just foul hook.
Larry Nixon's winning 2-day weight here in 1990 was 30 pounds, 9 ounces in Big Spring Creek. And he's again got things going his way.
Come on. Golly. Dadgum.
Just as quickly as Larry Nixon's fishing fortunes change, so does the weather. A cold, wet finish for today's round. But former Megabucks winner Lonnie Stanley doesn't let the rain bother his parade. He's marching on. Lonnie's boated a 7 bass limit and will cull with this fish. Stay tuned. The Bassmasters will be right back with today's results and how the BP Megabucks pros adjust to a cold front and changing conditions. Megabucks 8, a drive-in weigh-in at the Guntersville football stadium. A damp but appreciative crowd. No surprises. 4-time Megabucks winner Larry Nixon takes the lead with 12 pounds, 5 ounces. Followed by Angler of the Year Kevin VANDAM with 11 pounds, 7 ounces. As we said, no surprises. And no big fish waiting. Till Denny Brower pulls this lunker out of his live well. Now that fish may put him in the lead. He's got a 7 bass limit.
Here we go. Denny Brower, those last two, that last fish is kind of the, hello.
That was the one I definitely needed.
What time did you catch that big one?
Well, I'm not going to tell you that because you'd be able to figure out what hole I caught him in.
There's your leader, folks. 13 pounds, 15 ounces. Bingo. There is your leader for the first day, unless something happens to come behind him. And with no rhyme or reason, this fish is going to go, what do you think he'll go?
Sure enough, that 4-pound, 9-ounce bass is the one that did it. Denny takes a 1-pound, 10-ounce lead over the defending champion, Larry Nixon. And here's how they stack up for tomorrow's final round.
Well, that's day one. I led the Classic, too, and ended up in second, so hopefully we can get it right this time. But It was just a perfect day. I didn't lose any fish. I adapted well, which is something you have to do in this format. Every hole is a little bit different, and you really have to change techniques to match the hole you're in. And
Adapting, changing techniques to match the weather and mood of the bass may be the answer to winning today. The cold front will make this megabucks even tougher, but Denny Brower knows how to make inactive fish bite. With the passing front, Denny is keying on wood, the man-made structures in each hole. He's fishing slower, using a jig with a built-in rattle, a sound chamber. Larry Nixon has slowed his presentation. He's working a Carolina-rigged plastic lizard.
More than likely, this front is going to devastate a few of the patterns that the fish were caught on yesterday. The pattern I'm using right now will probably be one of the most productive because the fish should get tighter to cover and not be near as willing to chase a lot of the bait. So you can get the bait in tight, a bait like a jig or slow fall on the spinner bait. Those should be the key patterns, maybe a little stop and go action with the crankbait on the riprap. But
Kevin VANDAM in third place is making adjustments. He's switched to a chartreuse crankbait on the rocks. He's got 3 keepers in the live well. A silver flash orange belly color jerkbait paid off earlier. In Megabucks history, there have been classic catches recorded. The Larry Nixon catch in Megabucks 3. But there'll be none more dramatic than Denny Brower's in this Megabucks 8. The catch, Denny Brower's catch, memory of an angling lifetime, the thrill of bass fishing, the catch that wins Megabucks.
To win this Megabucks tournament, he's got to have 10 pounds and 13 ounces to win. He's got to have something besides peanuts, folks. It looked like Randy Romig's day. Hey, now that one there could be, that helps. He can get 2 more like that. Well, that's it, folks. No. Son of a gun, you know, he made this. Golly. Look at that bass. Folks, that could do it. That could do it. He needs 10 pounds, 13 ounces. Watch the weight, folks. He's got to have it. And he does 13 pounds, 14 ounces. Denny Brower. Ms. Brower, come on down here, darling. Folks, those 2 bass right here is what made the money. That's the big...
Megabucks 8, Denny Brower the champion and $70,000 richer. Randall Romig with a last round charge finishes second, a $54,000 payday. Kevin VANDAM is third, and in 4th place, Larry Nixon, the first $1 million angler in career BASS winnings.
One more kiss.
Right now, it's time for the Pros Pointer, the how-to section of the Bassmasters. Brought to you by Wrangler, the most comfortable jeans known to man.
Last few years, I've had a lot of success with this rattleback jig that I designed. It's got a built-in rattle. I don't know whether you can hear it, but it's real loud, and the fish can really hear it. Down in the water, the sound's amplified. And what I do is I take a boat dock, I pitch the jig close to the boat dock, feed line, let it fall on a slack line. When it gets to the bottom, pick it up. If nothing's there, sit and shake it. Just shake it up and down a few times, let it sit, pop it a couple more times, reel it in, pitch to your next target. Let it go straight to the bottom, always watching your line. A lot of these fish will hit it as it's dropping, but if they don't, it gets to the bottom, then use that rattle. Sit there and shake it. You'll actually bring the fish to the bait. A lot of baits don't attract fish. This bait caught.
Great win for Denny Brower, and he sure earned it. His patience and lure presentation made the difference. Megabucks, is there any doubt it's a test for the best? Now, next week, our cameras will be at the Grand Lake of the Cherokees for the Oklahoma Invitational. This one's a test, too, for cold weather gear. The temperatures are near freezing, and the bass, well, they're hitting buzzbaits. Join us and learn why. For the Bassmasters, I'm Bob Cobb. See you all next week.